Hello, how's everybody doing? Um, okay, so I'm still doing the I'm still doing the excess program, and what I have is let me see. I did the intent and the beginnings. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going with this just like I did before. Let me get my glasses. Um, just like I did before with the access program about the different things that they have, the different things. How can I say things? I forgot the name of the program that I did, but it was, things like their, how their belief works, and it was like so scattered. I forgot. I can get the name that I had. Let me see the name that I made for. Oh, shoot. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can get the name for the last database that I did. Open. Let me see. I didn't want to do this, but I think it's important. Let me see. PC. Uh, I'm trying to get the names of. Okay, browse. Okay. So let me see the names. Oh, this is. Okay. Documents. Oh no, here goes Microsoft Access. There's no items in it. I don't. I should have had it. Let me see. Backup database. Okay, I got all these databases in here. I gotta find what the name of the database that I had before. Let me see if I can get it. It's not opening it. Database one. Okay, here it goes. Okay, so the name of the database, I didn't put a name on it. Okay, but anyway, it was. I'm gonna make a name for this database, but I just used it as a table, database one. But I want to name it. But anyway, it had things like apostate, Armageddon, baptism, Bible. I guess I can say beliefs. Beliefs of the Jehovah Witness organization. So now I'm going to close that. So I had like God governing body, heaven, Jehovah is how they view things in their own light. Okay, so that was the former database, which I'm almost sure I'm going to use in this soft kill program. So I'm going to put that back down, and I'm going to go to the soft kill. Oh, wait. There's something wrong. Okay. Here it goes. This thing. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the soft kill and I'm going to break. I'm going to show you. This is really something. Choose a thing. Wait, so that's done. Okay, I'm on this soft kill program now. I'm bringing it up. Okay, so now what I have, which I already went through, was generalization. What I did is I made field one, which I had to fix up because you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you're familiar with access, then in field one I have generalization, the topics. Okay, I should put it topics. I have generalization. Maybe I can name it since I'm already here. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna name it topics. Okay. Topics. Okay. Okay. So under topics, I have generalization, which we went over yesterday in my last YouTube, and now today I have intent and I have beginnings. Okay. So under intent, we're just gonna go over it. I'm just gonna go over what I did. it takes a little while to do these things, but I did it, and I want you to know as I go through it. So, intent, I said, for the Bible, when I say the Bible, I mean what the Bible in general is in our language, okay? Which the only reason why we have to go through this is because someone stole the meaning from the Bible and used it for themselves, which are the Jehovah Witnesses or the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. That's the only reason why we have to do this, and that's the only reason why I have to make a soft kill program. Later on, I'm going to put down, once I get a lot of the topics, I'm going to say the effect, the negative effect that it has on the world and on the Bible, okay? On our term that we keep safely and we don't even have to worry about, but yet we have to worry about it because we have cruel people who want to do something. It's like that all the time, even on the internet. No matter what we do, no matter what you do, there's always something like that you have to continually work on to filter out what's bad. Okay, so let's see. So anyway, the intent of the Bible as far as the generalization of the Bible that we deal with today. And it says it is it is the intent to get the Bible to as many as people as possible, very unselfish motives. Many people around the world from different religious organizations work together. And I want to say, what is it that makes these people do this? Okay, what is it? Okay, well, what we realize is that it's actually God. I mean, there's a lot of things that Christians can't do. A lot of things that Christians can't do because we're tamed by God. I mean, because we work under Him and we love Him, and if He doesn't like something, He tells us and He lets us know. So I can use an example of this, of how we as Christians do because we have faith in God. I remember one time I was working, this was recently, this is the honest truth, and somebody, okay, because I smoke, okay, but anyway, that has something to do with smoking. So I was working outside, I was doing something, and this it was early in the morning, and this like poor, well, I'm poor too, but just a derelict on the street hollered to me and said, "Hey, can you give me a cigarette?" I mean, I wasn't smoking or anything, but I guess he knew that, or I guess he thought that I could have a cigarette. And I said no right away because, I'm so sick of giving away cigarettes. Nobody has cigarettes because they charge cigarettes so high. And then how can I just know? That's what I was thinking in my mind. How can I supply everybody with cigarettes when I do give away a lot of cigarettes? So I felt like I was giving away too much. Okay. And I said no right away. But I did have a feeling that, hey, this guy doesn't have any money or anything like that. But I still said no. And then I was like listening to God, because I'm always listening to God. He was like, and it's not a talking. It's not like He's talking to me. But everybody knows the language who's a Christian, except for the Jehovah Witness. And he was like, not just except Jehovah Witness, but I'm sure other groups too. So he goes like, so he was like, that's not really nice. Don't you want to give him a cigarette? I mean, he doesn't tell me what to do. It was like, like something really nice and kind, okay? And because of God and the way He deals with people, even though I told the guy I didn't have any cigarettes, I finished what I had to finish and I walked over and I gave him a cigarette, okay? Dig this, okay? So anyway, I get into work and everything, and someone saw it from inside work, and they go, "You are so nice." You are so nice. I mean, you gave that guy a cigarette. That is so kind. And they just like, wow. It was like so. And I was saying to myself, I mean, I wanted to say, but I know that it was a lesson. And I said, oh, it's funny how God works, because I would have never gave it to him. I would have never gave it to him, which is sad. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. That's how He works. It's like that, And everybody was giving me all its credit. It was like, oh, we saw it. You You are so kind. You are such a loving person. We cannot believe it. And you gave that guy, he didn't have any money, and you walked over there and you gave him the cigarette. Anyway, okay, so that was it. So that's how things work. So I'm saying is that what makes this work like this is not because we're the nicest people in the whole world. It's because God trains us this way. So that's why I can read this again. Now, it is the intent to get the Bible to as many people as possible. Very unselfish motives. Many people around the world from different religious organizations work together. That shows a Christian, okay? Now we're going to do this unchristian, very unchristian. Okay, what's their intent? Their intent is to show that to their followers that they are right and everyone else in the world is wrong. Although the Bible is one Bible that is translated in many different ways, they teach to their people that their Bible is the best and most accurate. And it is, and I haven't gotten to how it affects people yet, but I've seen in my comments when the Jehovah Witnesses last year they were going, our Bible is the best. Our Bible is the best, when they have no idea. Why do I know this? Because I was Jehovah Witness, and you state things that you never even studied, that they don't even teach you. And like, for instance, I remember going to the door and saying with no former knowledge that the soul is one. You are the soul, okay? And it came from nowhere but what I had to say and what I believed just because they told me. I remember that. I remember telling people that the soul is one. I mean, you are the soul. I mean, no, you have no soul. That's exactly what I would say. I would say, there is no soul. You are the soul. I mean, the soul is you, okay? And I had no idea what I was talking about. And did they care? No. The only thing they cared about was how many hours and if I sold the book. Okay, which is another subject I'm going to get on to as far as selling books that we did. Okay, so anyway, so that's what it is, their intent. Now we're going to go into beginnings, okay, which is very sad. The reason why I say this is sad, because we have these people who did all these things and they got no credit for it at all. I mean, like, for instance, I got credit for giving the guy the cigarette, okay, but I couldn't do anything. I mean, you know, just didn't do it because I was praying. I was like, okay, don't say anything, just let it go. They got no credit at all. No credit at all. So much that they didn't get any credit was the fact that people don't even realize they existed. Although if it wasn't for them, they wouldn't be us. So anyway, I'm going to say the beginnings. These are the true beginnings. The Bible used by persons who made themselves Christians, who witnessed Christ during his life on earth, and when he died, had to live a life literally underground in what we call catacombs. They actually lived underground. They became so powerful because of their connection to Jesus that they took over the Roman Empire. However, they refused, you know what I mean? They refused to give themselves honor. And the world today acts as if they never existed and some kind of made-up persons became us today, okay? And that's why I say that, because a lot of people don't, everybody's wondering, like, where did they come from? Where did we come from? Where did we come from? We're Irish, we're English, we're this, we're that, we're from Africa. But the thing about it is we all came from, God selected who he wanted to live today in these beautiful conditions. I mean, as Christians, we live in very good conditions. And it was chosen by him. Believe me, everybody knows in the world how hard it is to live and how hard it is to do something. Do you think he would give all of that joy to somebody just for no reason, okay? It is not by chance that we are here, okay? We come from long, long past, and God knew he chose the people who were going to occupy the earth today. And he chose these people who who served Jesus, because that was his main intent, who served Jesus while he was on earth. All these people were very, very powerful. And if you think that the people who lived in catacombs just died away, it's impossible, because why would they live in catacombs and build a whole government in catacombs and then take over the Roman Empire? I mean, they weren't perfect, and we have problems with the way things are right now. But there's no way in the world these people died out or are going to die out. The only problem is that they didn't, I didn't say it's a problem, but they didn't give honor to themselves. And because they didn't give honor to themselves, someone else took the honor, which God straightens out. So how, that's the beginnings of, and you know, I found this out because, like I said, in my life, I always think about what I didn't know. This, it's another gift that I have. If I don't know something, I put it on the board. It's just like this mental board. It goes on the board. It's just like this typing program I had. I've been doing typing and trying to type for so long. I mean, I just kept trying and trying and trying. But I don't like give up. I mean, not that I don't give up, because you could keep going and going and going and never get anywhere. But what I did is I remembered, and you could do it too, remember what you did wrong, because you don't want to do it again. So I did this wrong, I didn't want to do it again. And I showed you, I explained to this in American yoga. If this doesn't work, okay, that's out. If that doesn't work, okay, that's out. If that doesn't work, okay, that's out. Okay, until I come to the point to where I find this is it, this is working. So anyway, so that's what I don't know why I went off into a tangent, but I don't have time to figure it out. And I'm sorry for that, but anyway, it makes it more interesting, I think. So now I explained the intent of the people who did the Bible. I mean, what I'm saying, these people are the ones that I guess found the scrolls or whatever, or became the ones that translated the Bible or whatever. Okay, I'm sure nobody else did it. And they didn't have. It wasn't a religion. That's another thing. People want them to think that Christianity started as a religion. It wasn't. It was a definite people. And now, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I notice also in history and today, we always want to make something that we are into a religion. Okay, it's just like if, okay, I'm black and I love black people and I love the way black people do things because I'm black. Okay, so I can make that into a religion. So then I could say, okay, I'm black, but then there will be a black religion. Okay, I'm just doing hypothetically. And then if time goes on, I'll say black is a religion and black is a people. And it gets kind of confusing. But the black religion doesn't make any difference. You're just black people. Okay, this is just a hypothetical issue or that we deal with today. And however, these people, I mean, it turned into a religion, but that's what I'm saying. It's like they are actually Christians. I mean, from the blood Christians. They were Jewish. They threw away their Jewish identity and became Christian because they were like in love with God. I mean, you know how it is to be in love with God. You know how it is to be in love with Jesus. You want to be him, and that's how they became him. Okay, and so, but nowadays that's what we do. Even I'm not going to go there. Okay, I'm not going to go there. But that's how things are. It's like, I'm sorry, but I have to say this. Okay, it's like, no, I can't say that because it's too confusing. So I'm not going to say that. So what only thing I'm saying is that you can have a people, even if you can have Israelites, okay? And the Israelites were a people, but then the Israelites, inside the Israelites, they wanted to be more. So they created a religion. So there were Israelite religion, and then there were Israelite people, if you understand what I'm saying. We want to give ourselves some kind of credit to where we become the beautiful thing, the God. And that's what happened to Jehovah's Witnesses, because now I'm going to use their intent, okay? So their intent is to show that their intent is to show, I hope I'm in a screen, okay, do I have a mistake on that? Okay, their intent is to show to their followers that they are right and everyone else in the world is wrong. Although the Bible is one Bible that is translated in many different ways, they teach to their people that their Bible is the best and the most accurate. So that's the intent, okay? So now there's another one. And I put down beginnings because I was starting the beginnings. Okay, so, I did intent. So now, okay, so I'm actually going to read what I said about the beginnings, because I told you about all the beginnings of Christian. Now I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to read the Bible as a New World Translation beginnings. Okay, so beginnings as far as the Bible is concerned, all of us. The Bible used by persons who made themselves Christians, who witnessed Christ, which I read already, but I'm going to read it again, Christ during his life on earth. And when he died, had to live a life literally underground in what we call catacombs. They became so powerful because of their connection to Jesus Christ that they took over the Roman Empire. However, they refused to give themselves honor, and the world today acts as if they never existed, and some kind of made-up persons became us today. Okay, and we're always looking for where we come from, where we come from, where we come from. It's because our forefathers in the beginning, then they created these bad feelings, these bad things, but in the beginning, they would not give any credit to themselves at all. And that's why the name Christian is so powerful. Power doesn't come from nothing, okay? So now the Jehovah Witness, they were known as Bible students and changed their name to the glorified Jehovah's Witnesses, which they say is God himself. So that's one definite point. They gave themselves the name Jehovah Witnesses, okay? They gave themselves the name Jehovah's Witnesses, which they say is God himself. So that's point blank. And while they gave themselves their name, they were using, I got it right, I already wrote it down. And although they used, I think, the King James Version of the Bible after their name changed, they decided to make a Bible using their newly created name they gave themselves by placing their named God into it, Jehovah, as they did. So it's definitely not God because they did it, you know what I mean? It was their name, okay, which is a God, a small G-O-D. It was the same thing as was it the Israelites or the Hebrews? Okay, when they crossed the sea. Remember the Ten Commandments? I remember the movie and everything. But remember when they crossed the sea or the ocean or whatever, and God parted it for them, and then they were like in the wilderness, and they needed a God. That's how we always are, and we continually are like that. And then they go and wanted to worship something. Oh, we want to worship something. We want to worship something. We want to worship something. And then they made a God for themselves. So this is the same thing that Jehovah Witnesses are doing. They first made themselves the name Jehovah God. They just did it themselves, okay? And then they wanted their Bible. So them making that name Jehovah Witnesses is them. Jehovah Witnesses was Bible students, and it was Jehovah Witnesses. They took that name, which is like an idol, and today we can worship a word, and this is what a word, J-O-H, just a simple word, you know what I mean, and Jehovah, and they made it their God, okay? So then I gotta read this. Themselves by placing their name God into Jehovah as they did. Okay, so let me see. Let me make sure. Okay, the Bible using their newly created name they gave themselves by placing their named God into it, Jehovah, as they did. This addition would make their Bible Hebrew, Greek, and modern English. So anyway, they added the Jehovah into the Bible, which in actuality it would be their name, okay, that they named themselves into the Bible, and that would make the Bible Hebrew, Greek, and English, because you can't do it. I mean, like, you do not know how smart and intelligent God is. You think you can trick him, but you can't. But when you put Jehovah name in that many times, first of all, they did it the wrong way, and you put it in the Bible, it's already translated. The Bible's already translated. So when you make that many additions, like 7,000 times, like I said, which is lunatic, which is crazy, which is funny, it's a joke, and they're joking with the Bible. And what they did is they put it into the Bible. So when you add an addition, you're making the Bible another language. So and then they had to translate that into different languages. Forget about the Yahweh and all this other stuff. Because in actuality, they can say the name Yahweh and all this stuff, but that's not true. Because they don't really know. They really don't know what consonants and vowels are. Because in actuality, a consonant is actually a vowel, okay? Because everything can be vowels, because I study this all the time, my whole life. Like we say shh, okay? That's a sound that we have to use because we're doing certain things with our mouth. But in your mind, if you can do the same shh, and it's all vowels. I mean, like you can slow it down so much to where it's a vowel, okay? So that's just something that I studied my whole life. And we make the sounds that are created in our mind, okay? It's not that the sounds that come from our they call it a lingua. It's not how can I say? We call it the phone, the human phone, okay? It's known now, but just you can keep learning, is that they feel that our phone makes the sounds, but it's not that way. Our mind, I have to say, our mind creates the sounds, and we use the sounds from our mind, and we use them in our phones to copy. We copy the sounds from our mind, and we make it with our human phone. Okay, that's all I can explain to you. But they would have to go through all that research and all that understanding to know that maybe I shouldn't do this. But that's what they're saying, that they did it from Yahweh, which they don't have the right information, because they would have to keep studying and keep understanding, okay? So that's why I know the Jehovah does not come from Yahweh. We can say it does, but then we're speaking in our own language. So the problem is that they just added to the Bible another translation, okay, which is their human translation. So anyway, that's all I have for today, and I'm going to keep going with this. I hope everybody's doing all right, and I hope you're enjoying it. Thank you very much.